Hey everyone, welcome back to my home repair shop where I'm going to do another bike repair. Today I'm going to be working on my Surly Moonlander. It's a 2013-2014. I've been abusing the heck out of it. I've been starting to give it a little TLC. So today we are going to replace the front derailleur. Because the existing front derailleur, and I'll show you in a moment, the cage is broken and the mechanism is all corroded out and I haven't been able to get it working again. So follow along. This should be a fairly simple and quick repair, and let's begin. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the existing derailleur. So this is my old corroded derailleur, and it's not just a regular derailleur. You can see it's got an extension on it because it's got to pull it far enough out to get around this big fat tire. Also, if you look at my cage, you can see that it's actually broken and it doesn't work properly anymore. So it's time to replace this old POS, get the new one on there, and we can begin using it.
Oh yeah. That was awesome.
So the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the chain with the quick link, and then I'll disconnect the cable, and then this should just pull right off, the new one right on, reconnect the cable, reconnect the chain, and we should be good to go. Okay, so I've got my chain link tool. I don't have to break the chain because it does have a quick link in it. It's right here, and I should be able to put this in and break the chain real quick. And there we go. The chain has been disconnected. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is disconnect the cable from the derailleur, and then we can pull the derailleur off. All right, let's take that derailleur off. Okay, we got the derailleur off. Let's finish removing the cable. Get it ready for the new one. You can see it's pretty corroded. It's broken, disconnected, and the mechanism is just so corroded it's not working. Okay, here's the shiny new one. Let's put it in place. Now I'm going to point out the extender actually has a groove in it, so you can't just put any derailleur on there. This one has an extension that fits into the slot, and you can adjust it. So I'm going to put it in a what I think might be the right spot, but I can adjust it up or down. This cage is a little bit shorter than the other one, so I may have to do some adjustment up and down with it. We'll find out. All right. Now the next step, I want to reconnect the cable, and then I can put the chain back on and pedal it and make some fine-tuning adjustments. So before I can put the cable in, I want to get the lock nut in for the cable. And we'll start by putting the nut on the back side. It's recessed, just like that. Hopefully I got it in straight. All right, got that done. Let's feed our cable through there. Got it. All right, I got it in. One thing to remind you, make sure the shifter up there on the handlebars is the loosest to give you the most to play with. And now we will tighten up our lock nut. All right, we have it in place. Let's see if it shifts. Oh, nice. We might have to loosen up that adjustment screw to get it to extend out, but let's attach the chain and see how it lays up. Get this on, and I should be able to just do that and get it to tie in. Yes, okay, the chain is on, and it's quite apparent My adjustments are off. So we're going to see how far off the adjustment is. You can see the chain is way off. Still not where it needs to be. Alright, so I'm going to adjust my limiter screw so it comes out farther. Oh, that's a little too far because my pedal is striking on it. So obviously I've got to adjust that in a little bit. That looks to be the spot. Alright. It also looks like my derailleur, instead of being straight, is slightly angled, so I'm going to have to loosen this up and pivot it just a hair. Okay, let's see if that brought us into straight. That looks much straighter. It's hitting on the cage, so I think the cage needs to come down a little. I've got it all the way up, so I think it needs to come down a little bit more. So let's make that adjustment now. I started with it all the way up. I'm going to do all the way down. Let's see where I go from there. Alright. Now my pedal is still hitting on it. So I'm going to have to change the angle a little bit more. Just another half a turn. That's looking pretty good. Now let's see when we drop it down a gear. That looks like the place to be. I've got clearance with the pedal. It's looking straight and true. I think we've got it. Oh man, look at that shiny new derailleur. That guy knew what he was doing. Woohoo! Now if the rest of the bike only matched it. Okay, so that's the repair. I put on a new 2-speed front derailleur. It looks like it's going to work pretty good. A couple things I learned. I've never done a front derailleur like that before. The first is there's a height adjustment on this particular derailleur, up or down. I started with it all the way up. I should have started with it all the way down. The second is the derailleur has to be in a straight line with the chain. Somehow this one was actually off kilter a little bit, so centering that definitely helped. Also, starting with your shifter in the loosest position so that the cable is all the way down toward the derailleur, that makes it easier to know which position you're in, because the derailleur is spring loaded to go to the tightest to the bike position. So if you have your gear in the right one, that'll line up the cable properly. So also the limiter screws help you play a factor in it. And I didn't realize that you can actually have the derailleur out far enough where your pedal is going to strike at it. So be careful of that when you're testing it, so that when you're spinning it the first time, your pedal's not damaging the derailleur, or vice versa. If you have a very tough derailleur and a weak pedal or carbon crank. That's the repair. It took me about 15 minutes. Again, I've never done that one before. I was excited to get it, and now I don't have to worry about that crappy old I don't have to worry about this crappy old derailleur. Again, home repairs aren't too hard if you just take your time and think them through, and can save you money. It's also satisfying. The bad part about starting to learn how to fix a bike is now things bother me that never used to bother me. I used to ride my bike in pretty poor condition. It didn't bother me because I didn't know how to fix it. I just figured out how to ride it. But now it's a lot easier and it's funner to ride your bike when it's working properly. Don't be afraid to try some home repairs. It's actually quite satisfying, and you'll probably find you save yourself some money. Now, the biggest thing I can recommend is before you do any repair, do your research. double and triple check your parts before you actually order them or pick them up, and think it through. Look at your parts. What do you got to do to get it on and off? So when you actually do it, it's ready to go, and it's pretty easy. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit that little bell button down there to notify you also. I appreciate it, and hopefully this helps you. And don't forget, enjoy your journey. I'm going to enjoy my journey. And I'm gone now. So don't be afraid to try some home repairs. Okay, so don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid. Okay, so this is my home repair shop. I've started doing some things to it. I have a blank wall, so I started putting up stickers of different bike clubs, different YouTube channels that I enjoy. So if you have a YouTube channel that I haven't gotten a sticker from, feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to take as many stickers as you want to send me. Also, if you take a look up over here, I actually have an old dork disc. Yep, that's a dork disc from my wife's new bike. But I've got a wide range of stickers, and feel free to add to it.